Hello there. Actually, this is a very, very random vlog that I'm making. Just a thought that occurred to me actually right just now, a conversation I had with a family member. And it's about something that I call emotional hair trigger alerts. Now, this could be about a positive thing or about a negative thing. But something interesting happened to me today. It's happened to me many, many times, obviously, in my lifetime. And this is something I wanted to share with you. One of my many little hidden away personal secrets that kind of may apply to many of you on different levels. I'm sure you've had this happen. I was at a local music store today, and I was looking at an album by a jazz musician named Robert Glasper. And he recently put out a CD called Black Radio. As a matter of fact, it's been out for a few days, and I looked at all the people who were involved. You know, Erykah Badu, Ledussi, Musiq Soulchild, Lalah Hathaway. I mean, you name it. The guest list was absolutely incredible. And I looked at the songs, and I understood them. But when I looked at the final song on the album, it was a cover of Smells Like Teen Spirit by Nirvana. And for a split second, these extremely overwhelming emotions suddenly overcame me. So my father and I happened to be at the store at the same time. So I handed the CD to him. The CD was something he had shown interest in, and I said upon seeing that, "You can have it." I was actually trying to repress my feelings. And it got me to thinking about what encourages positive or negative emotional hair triggers, alerts, from what I see. Well, usually it's very personal. An extremely positive emotion connected to a certain event or thing may affect a person involving a positive hair trigger emotional alert, and vice versa. You know, a highly negative situation may occur to trigger a unhappy emotional hair trigger alert, which happened to me today. Now, as all of you out there know, when the Nirvana phenomenon began, the whole idea behind the grunge, or whatever you call it, was the idea of this very complete expression of emotional negativity. Kurt Cobain, example, often singing to the point of literally snarling incoherently into the microphone. Now, this had the appeal of being like a venting to a whole generation of getting this out, you know, like the blues. You know, you don't sing the blues or play the blues to make you feel blue. You do it to get rid of it as a venting, emotional venting. And that song and the Nirvana phenomenon, the grunge phenomenon in general, I think a lot of it was about emotional release for a lot of people. For me, unfortunately, it had the opposite effect. When that all began in 1991 and 1992, let's just say that most of the things in my life today that I would rather not have to deal with, most of the negative things that I deal with, if I were to trace them back, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, infinity, whatever they were, could be traced back to, well, honestly, roughly around the time I heard that song. After that, the culture around me changed. I'd always found people a little bit difficult to relate to, but after that I really had a hard time talking to anybody. And I think a lot of it still permeates this culture today. I think that, you know, evidently people have so much pent-up frustration they want to have come out of them. And honestly, the Nirvana, grunge, early reality TV show phenomenon, I would have to say had nothing but a negative effect on my lifestyle. Any cynicism or anger I may have seems to come from that, and I don't like having those feelings because they don't seem like part of me. They really don't, compounded with so many other things as well. And I guess when I see that song, that does send that emotional hair trigger alert right off. And it's a little bit hard to turn it back off. And I was wondering, maybe you know someone that's happened to, or it's happened to you yourself. I'm sure many of you have a book, or a song, or a poem, or a movie, or a television show, or a painting, or even small household decoration around your house, or for all I know, something edible that triggers some sort of, or a year in history, or a war, or something that triggers a emotional hair trigger alert. And I wouldn't exactly call this, PTSD or post-traumatic syndrome, because I don't believe it's that severe, but, a couple steps down from that. An emotional hair trigger that just brings back a memory that is a focal point for infectious positivity or negativity in your life. And this kind of random situation today with the Robert Glasper album and seeing that song on there, and I've had this experience many, many times with that song, don't get me wrong, just helps me to realize that, perhaps with the little fragile thread that we have, to the world around us, we're not very securely attached. It doesn't take much for us to kind of come apart inside, that, maybe that there are some things that are better left in a state of balance. And I guess that the best way to avoid emotional hair trigger alerts that might force us to lose control either way, it's important to try to achieve an inner balance within ourselves and not allow just infectious giddiness or infectious anger get the best of us, because the result might not be good either way. And I don't know, that balance. I think I've stated this in a lot of vlogs, actually. One of the most complicated things I know. But hey, doesn't mean we shouldn't try, right? I wonder how you're trying. I don't even know how I'm trying sometimes. I guess we'll all have to figure it out. Talk to you next time, and keep on figuring it out.